What up, everybody? So funny thing, I just did the whole video, this whole part 4 review, and I ended up having a sound all the way down on this thing. So it was just the video, and it wasn't me talking, so it wasn't very interesting. So I have to redo that, which is kind of annoying. I have a few things to do later today, but for you guys, I got you. So we're in the round of 16 right now. So we have round 16, round of 8. So we have four more matches to go. I'm playing some cash on the side, so sorry, but any tables that pop up. 9-10 suited could 3-way could call. I think both are totally fine options. Very easy check call on the flop. Turn, I like leading for sure. Leading big too, because I'm only betting like Queen X and bluffs and like straight draws and flush draws. On the river, I like checking because I have a decent amount of showdown value. I don't really want to bet value. I don't really want to value bet a 10. That could be value cutting myself. And a few bets here, I think it's a very easy check raise, in my opinion. Because, well, it depends on his sizing. But in this, since I just went over this video, he bets big, which is a huge mistake on his part, I think. Not a huge mistake, but I think it's a pretty sizable mistake because his range is capped. What I mean by that is he can't really have any flushes. His only flushes are like 7x of spades and like ace-x of spades that he check back the flop with. And then call a turn with, which those hands make sense, but that's pretty much it. And a lot of people aren't even checking those hands back. So having said that, I can have all the flushes because I bet the turn. You know, I have a lot of draws when I bet the turn. And the river I could just go for a check raise with a flush, which I will do a lot of the time. So, my range is uncapped, and his range is capped. Thus, I should be attacking him because he can't call. Like, I think that's a very good spot to attack. By the way, I'm sorry about my voice right now. I'm a little sick. I got some allergies going on at the same time, so it's not a great spot for me, but I really wanted to get this video done, so here it is. Here's the jack 4 at like a third pot or a check, because I'm going to bet half pot here, and it's just unnecessarily large, because like, I don't really think he's folding too many hands that he's calling first third pot there, so why not just bet third pot and save me some money? I think just betting third pot with any range I want to bet on that flop is going to be the best way to play that hand. Pretty standard call, I think, on this flop. If he had bet bigger, I definitely would have folded. But I think he could just be steep at 100%, so I don't mind just calling. On the ace, it's not that scary of a card because a lot of people are checking back their ace-x, but I don't really know that against this guy, and I have bottom pair, so pretty easy fold. I don't really want to check raise again. On this board, I can check back. A lot of showdown value, king high, we can get the river and win a decent amount. On this river, I hope I fold. Alright. Even worse than 1/3 pot bet, it's tough for me bluffing, I guess. And king high is like the worst hand we're going to have there, so I would recommend not calling with the bottom of your range in a lot of spots. Pretty easy call with the gutter. This river I like him check. A lot of the time I bet sometimes. It depends on the player a lot of the time. But when people check here, a lot of time they're not checking the straights, so the opponent can just bet everything. You can value bet his like ace jack plus here, and can bet 2 pair obviously, and can bet his straights, and can bet all of his bluffs, just because I wouldn't be able to call a lot of time. Well, I mean, unless I want to hero him, in which case he's just printing money if he's betting his jack x plus. But when I check my straight here, that leaves my range uncapped, so he can't just bluff anything he wants to, which is good for me. And like this may look like a good bluff spot to him, which is good for me because I was straight. These 3 off. Looks like I'm going for the 100% opening strategy. I mean, nowadays I don't do that, but I think it's still definitely fine against these kind of players. These Bovada specialists. Okay, I like a third pot bet here, but I think I'm gonna bet half pot. It's mostly just me being lazy, I think, with my bet sizes, which I really don't like. Um, at the time when I was playing this, I was a lot more lazy and lackadaisical about my play, and I just thought I was better than all of them, so I just didn't care enough about like bet sizing a lot of time, or like there's a few times where I don't check the replay to see what they have when it goes to showdown, when I really should. It's just a huge mistake not to. So I'm really happy that I've grown from that, and I'm really much more attentive when I'm playing now, and I put all my focus into what I'm doing, and I really just try to play like I really try to play mistakeless poker, like just no mistakes at all. Just I mean I do make mistakes obviously, but I'm just trying not to. I'm trying to do my best at all times, and it's really helped me grow as a player, which I'm happy with. But this time I wasn't thinking like that. On this turn, I think it's an easy bluff spot that a lot of people are not taking. Okay, it's an exploitable bet, but I just think people are giving overfolding here a lot. So people call this flop. They're going to be called with a lot of hands, flush draws, ace highs, some queen highs. Maybe tough to have a 5. They could have small pairs. They could have a lot of hands. Some people might even be flat calling with like I don't know, like Jack 10 of clubs or like Queen Jack clubs or something like that, which I don't mind their call because people are just not bluffing enough on this board. But when the board pairs on a turn, in a lot of spots in tournaments, cash, head of goes, whatever you're playing, it's going to be good. It depends on your player. It depends on who you're playing, obviously. But it's going to be good to bluff the turn a lot. Like in tournaments, when it's like you raise pre-flop with big blind calls, and flop was like 9-6-3, and you bet, they call, and it turns a 9. I think just betting the turn is going to be good so often to do because when you look at their whole range, they have a lot more draws and ace highs and like whatever else that and as well they're gonna have a lot less nines in that spot, and when you double barrel the 9x, it just looks like a spot people aren't bluffing enough, which I think then by adjusting that, people should probably be over bluffing those spots because people are going to be folding. Just something to think about in general. I like to give like little poker tips for like all like different strategies. Even though it's a heads up video, I like talking about different things as well. I think it's important, or like a good way to get better. I guess just talk about different spots. Here, I don't love the 3-bet because once I get called, he's going to call me a lot because we're still pretty deep. It's not like we're short and he's just going to be 4-bet jamming or folding. But I don't like. I just wanted to 3-bet here because I didn't want to call, but which I don't know why. In these spots, I should be 3-betting pretty linearly, I think. And deuce 4 off is just not in that range, obviously. And it's hard to bluff. There's not many runouts where I can just bluff and barrel deuce 4 off here, so it's just going to be an unprofitable 3-bet for me. So the queen 6 flop, I have to check fold because I mean just the bottom of my range. There's a lot of hands I can call on his part. I can't. There's not good runouts. There's no like really any turns but like a 5 or a 3 that I can continue bluffing on. It's not a favorable spot for me. Here on the ace, I just have to bluff because it's the bottom of my range, and I have a lot of ace-x that I would check back twice here. As for sizing, I think bet like 4,000 is gonna be fine. I mean even smaller than that. No, yeah, I think like 4,000, maybe 4,200 is gonna be fine. You might fold some small pairs. I rep a lot of ace-x when I 3-bet. But 4950 just seems unnecessarily large. Like anything he's calling for 4350, he's gonna call. I think he's folding for 49.50 is gonna fold for 4,200. So this is just too large of a sizing, in my opinion. But I do like betting this river for sure. I think this is a mandatory bluff. Didn't work out, but it's fine. God, my nose is so stuffed, man. Sorry about that. I would like a check back here. I don't like value betting here. Problem with value betting here is that I think we should have some 9x at least that we're checking back, you know? Because like if we're not checking back any 9x, when you check back are so capped, then you can just bet and just win a lot. So having 9x check back is gonna be good for us. And we can't get three streets from 9 deuce off. It's on any rundown you give me, it's gonna be really hard for me to get 3 streets and for a worse hand call. Having said that, I like checking back, inducing bluffs, getting value on later streets. It's gonna be the best play, like by far. On this turn, I like a value bet. Hands like 4-5, 5-6, diamond draws. Maybe a hand like ace-4, ace-5 will call. On the ace river, obviously a check back. Ace-5 off. I don't hate it the way he played it, honestly. On this board, I think it's a pretty easy call. He has some starting out with his ace high. He has a weak backdoor flush draw, and he has a gutter, which is good for him. He turns an open-ender, which, you know, is somewhat relevant, obviously. But once I bet turn, calling turn here is going to be good against some players and bad versus others. Against me, precisely, I think it's going to be bad because I'm value betting, in my opinion, correctly. While some players on this turn are not betting a lot of their hands they should be for value, and they're betting too many bluffs, like they're just betting any heart draw, diamond draw, 7-8, 7-10, 8-10, 5x, like when they're betting all those hands, if you have ace high, you beat all those hands with just your ace high. It seems like a pretty easy call. But against me precisely, I think it's probably a fold. But I don't blame people for calling at all. A lot of people might be like, oh, he got there, he called with ace high twice. It's really not that bad of a call. Against me, it's probably not good. But he doesn't really know that yet. We only played like 10 hands. But having said this, I do think he's playing pretty poorly. He's limping sometimes, raising sometimes, betting different sizes on a lot of spots where he shouldn't. He's betting big and spots where he's capped. He seems like a very easy player to play against. Is what I'm trying to say. And he plays his hand fine. Check back and jack on the flop. I don't mind that at all. It's not that strong of a jack. It's hard to get called for 3 streets by any worse hand. Very easy to defend. Could 3-bet as well. Pretty easy check. A lot of showdown value here. Queen high. King's not that great. A few bets will probably fold. The river, I would definitely fold this nowadays, but I have queen high, so I didn't want to fold. I want to see what he had, which is pretty dumb of me. But there are some guys that I would value bet the river with queen high, but not this guy, because I don't think he's enough of a thinking player for me to do that. But against a decent amount of players that I have a lot of history with, especially on like America's Card Room, which is a site that I play a lot now. When I play like Heads Up Cash or Heads Up Synagogues, I have a decent amount of history with a lot of players. So I value bet like Jack high and 10 high a few times against some of these guys. This river, I just turned a turn showdown, which is good. Once he bets, he's pretty capped, obviously. It's hard for him to have 9-10. It's probably impossible for him to have 9-10. I can't see him ever checking back 9-10 on this flop. So once he bets, I think he's telling me he has like an 8 or a jack, or it's hard for him to have a 6. I have a 6, and there's a 6 there, so there's only one combination of 6s left. Having said all this, uh, I would check raise my my straight here if I had 9-10. So I do need some bluffs to balance this out. So I like to do it with hands that block the nuts, and so it gives them even less likely chance of him having nuts. And I have equity to river a straight as well, so I still have equity if he calls me. If he has a hand like a set. So I did this earlier in one of my videos with like 4-7 or something, and like on like a 3-4-5 war or something like that, and it's pretty much the same thing. On pretty much most rivers, that's not a heart. I'm gonna overbet or bet like pot, but he just has to fold. On the heart, I would still want to bet if I had a straight here, but I wouldn't want to bet huge just because the heart draw I got there, so I'm not as polarized anymore. I'm value betting a wider range now, so to say, because if I have since I am still evaluating my straights, which isn't nuts anymore, he could have some heart draws for sure. It's definitely possible, but I think I would want to value bet a straight here very clearly. So having said that, I not want to bet that big, so I would still want to bet like decent large, so 2/3 pot, which seems good. So which is what I do, which I'm happy with the bet in general. I'm very happy with the way I played this hand. Sadly, he rivers a straight, so if he has river straight, we just win this hand like every time. So just an unlucky hand for us. Very easy check back. We don't want to value bet a 10 here too often. Turn like check back again. We have some ace-x that we can bet and check back twice as well. We induce bluffs from like hands like that where he just pots the river because he just has no showdown value, which is what you want to happen when you check back 10 twice there. So I think we're playing pretty well. I think we're making the correct plays a lot of the time. It's just not working too well for us so far, but we'll see. We do end up winning, so not too bad. I don't like a 2x pot here because we're repping an 8, obviously, and he could still have an 8, so his rate isn't capped, because he would definitely play an 8 like this a lot of the time. So I would like something more closer to like pot, 1.5x pot. I think it would be better than 2x pot. Okay. On this flop, I'm gonna fold if he bets like big, but once he has 4 or pot, 2 is like a very easy call. Once he checks back turn and deuce comes, I didn't even think about it, but I would have liked like maybe 900 chips or like just a mid bet. Try to call by like ace 10 or ace queen. And see, I didn't even check what he had there, which I think is a pretty dumb thing for me to do. I think knowing what he's mid bet and flop with and checking giving up with is important, and I didn't even check that out. So I'm leaving a lot of value laying right there, not checking what he had. Pretty easy call versus the mid bet. Turn seems like a fold. He bets any real size. He bet a quart, third pot, so it's okay. He could have some bluffs, maybe. I have ace high, so I have some showdown value, but once he bets again, it's a fold. Turn is close. I think I can go either way. I don't mind folding. Could probably like get the exact dose you do by doing a little bit of work on that hand, but it's just not a hand that's super worth my time. King 9, however, is an easy call with 3-bet. It is his first 3-bet, but King 9 is just so far up in my range. If I'm folding King 9 on the pre-flops, yeah, I'm just folding. Like he could just 3-bet every hand if he wanted to. If I'm folding King 9, there. Sorry about this. I'm pretty sick. I'm trying. I like a call here. Just a quarter pot. Seems to like this a quarter pot bet, and sometimes likes to even pot it. So he has a lot of weird and different sizings. The ace is not a good card for me. I would check my range here if I had like a set somehow, or if I had like 10 jack. I don't mind check raising the river to rep check Jack 10 since I have a 10 in my hand, but I just give it up. Okay. Seems like a very easy check back on the flop for me. I can call any turn card, basically. For some mid bet, I am happily calling. Just printing money. Don't want to. I could value bet some hits sometimes, but it seems close. It is check on the river, and small turn bet is just horrendous. He should have got so much more value right there than he did, which makes me happy. King high, I'm just looking to check it down a lot of times, maybe get some value later with on certain turn cards. Definitely still checking though with this card. And just checking again. Definitely a fold. You obviously could be bluffing me with hand like, I don't know, like 8-5 maybe, or like Queen 2, Queen 3 maybe, I don't know. But there's just not that many bluffs. I think I just like, it's not the bottom of my range, but it's close. It's pretty close to the bottom of my range. Alright, I'm gonna come back real quick. Alright, sorry about that. I had to pause it for a sec because somebody was entering my house, so I had to see who it was. But alright, so I think we stop with this hand right here. Very easy to defend. Alright. On this board, I like a check fold unless he like bets his low 800. I'm trying to showdown now. I like a value bet on the river now. And then he can call about a lot of worse hands, king highs, 5x, some deuce-x if he has it, possibly some queen highs without a heart. Also some worse 7x as well. On this board, I don't mind betting like small. I kind of like checking. Oh, looks like I've gone back to limping strategy. Real quick. Yeah, I like 15 bigs, so I don't mind limping first of all. Second of all, his check raise makes 0 sense. There's exactly. You could have Queen 3, exactly. That's a hand that I could see him doing this with. Other than that, there's no hand they could have here. He probably doesn't have many ace 3s, so he probably would have jammed against me. He could have ace 3, ace queen, he can't have, aces, queens, 3s, he can't have. So his check raise is pretty full of shit here. So I'm going to float here with Jack 8. Try to force him to make a decision on turn. I'm going to bet small. If I have an ace, I can bet small and still get it in on the river. Like stacks are pretty, if I bet 2,800 if he calls, there's going to be like 18,000 to pop. I'm at like 14,000, so it's going to be a pretty easy river show either way. So I would bet that size if I had it to. Jackson is 3-bet jam. I have 20 bigs. Pretty good stack of 3-bet jam. Sucks that I have such a strong hand though, but I could 3-bet just smaller too, jacks if I wanted to. With 22 bigs, I'm still going with the limping strategy, which I don't mind, especially against this guy who seems to be playing pretty poorly post flop. He's made quite a few mistakes that I've commented on. My bet, I kind of like checking. Nowadays I probably check, but it's still fine. It's a hand that needs protection. I'm gonna fold if he bets, so I don't mind it. The bet. Here with queen high, you got a flush draw, you got queen high, you got a gutter, you got a gutter to a straight flush draw. He bets small, he bets half pot. I think folding's probably a little bit better here. I decided to peel. I don't really like it. There's just so many better hands that I can call here with. I'm still sticking to the strategy. Pretty easy bet, I think. Don't mind checking at He2 because I have a lot of equity. Jack high could just be good. Turn is a value bet for sure. So it's not valuable or not value betting, but I think it's a clear value bet. You call by 9-6, 6-7, any 7s actually. 9-10, 9 jack if he has it, chopping. 9-5 if he has it. There's not too many 8x. Yeah, very easy to get shove. having 20 big blind stack, it's a very good stack to 3-bet jam a lot of hands. Like any small pair, suited aces are good to do that with as well. Okay, that's the first time he's done that, so that's interesting. Alright, he limps. We're definitely gonna raise it up with jacks. Calls, which is good. It's a flop that's pretty decent for his limp calling range. We're gonna let him bet so we can get it in. He decides to just shove, which is fine with us. He does have a decent amount of equity, however, but we're able to fade because that's what we do. Now we're still limping because he only has like 20 bigs, which is we're still limping 20 bigs like effective, which is why we're limping basically. Here I don't want to check honestly, but at this time I was betting a lot, so I'm not surprised. Like a raise. I don't want to just jam here with this hand. It plays pretty well. He's gonna call me a lot with a lot of hands, so I like just the 3x raise. Here we're gonna go to check call. A lot of hands here. Jack 10 is one of them. I turn top pair, so I'm still just trying to check. It's a pretty good board for his range in general. Once he bets, I think he gets like the minimum value here pretty much because we put in 1 big blind in a turn and 3 big blinds in a river, I think, with top pair. In spots where he had 5 outs in a turn, so I'm pretty happy with the result. Pretty easy call. There's no reason to bet and protect. We have a spade. We do have a spade, which is good for us. I mean, we have a pair, which is a pair we can value bet. So I like this check calling, and his check on the river was pretty atrocious. He got minimum value. He got, what was it, like 1 or 2 bigs at a turn, like just bad. There's a lot of value in these Bovada tournaments, I'm telling you. Yeah, pretty easy open. 10-6 off. Yeah, I expect myself to call a lot. Obviously, this flop is not good for me. I fold. Very easy call. That's a good flop, I gotta say. I like check calling though, if he bets. We just have the board kind of locked up. We get value from his worst ace-x on the turn as well. He could turn some equity. We're check rates, I guess. I'm not really feeling this. I'm not really feeling this at all, actually. Let's see. Where's that man? Yeah. Here, I think we should just go for value. While it is, it's not that tough for us to be bluffing here. Yeah, it's like stormy as shit outside, but it's not that tough for us to be bluffing here because he just min bets flop. We call here with like Jack 10. We call here with a lot of like backdoor straight draw. We call here with a lot of shit. So having said that, we do have some bluffs. So we can still value bet. Us check raising with 2 pair here, when there's a lot of hands that can beat us, seems really dicey. I guess I don't mind check calling the river, but this guy just doesn't value it enough. We saw it earlier when he got like 1 street with ace queen and got like 1 street with like top pair with king 6 or some shit like that. So we should be valuing against this guy. He's not gonna bluff us on the river too often. He is gonna bluff sometimes. We did see a bluff with 7 high once, but he's not gonna value bet correctly. That's for sure. So, and I think he could have easily the king x could have a hand like 6-7 that he check back with, and we gotta give us at least a shot to get called by those hands. So I think checking is actually a mistake in this exact letter. So I did go and see what he had. If I remember, he had a 9 and I think he either had 2 9s or a 10 9. So he either had a pair which I'm very sad to get value from, or he had 10 9 which wasn't going to call me anyway. I think he had 10 9 there. I like. Wanna go for a check raise here? I guess I'm just going for a check call, which I like. Let me explain why I like the third play. So if we bet the third with our 7x always, and we always check anything worse, you know, people are just like, okay, he doesn't have 7x. I bet again, I win. That's like very simple. He's just gonna crush us. If I'm willing to check my 7x here and just check call, and he's gonna put us on a much weaker range than we actually have, which will give us, which will allow him to possibly bluff us, because he's not gonna value bet crick anyway. So it's not like we're gonna get. Actually, scratch it. That doesn't even matter. But he's gonna put us on a weaker range, obviously. So he could double barrel here, bluff with like any 8x, any 9x, any possibly 4x. If he has a 6 here, he's gonna bet as well. So I think that checking is okay. I think betting sometimes and checking sometimes is gonna be the best way to do this, but I'm fine with check. And then I overbet the river because I actually call the ace high and king highs a lot. So and he's pretty capped and I'm not, obviously. Here with 6-7, I would like to check back, but I know I'm not gonna. Yeah, how long has this video been going? 32 minutes. Shit. He called me the flop. Yeah, I'm checking because I probably wouldn't have bet an ace on this turn. And now I'm gonna bet because I would check an ace on the turn to bet the river for value. However, he called me with king high. Having seen this, I gotta start value betting more and stop trying to play GTO instead of stop trying to induce bluffs. So I hope I adjust. I assume I do, but I assume there isn't that many hands left. This looks the same hand, and this time I do what I want. I do end up doing what I wanted to do. And I think I like checking the 9 high here because he's gonna call me king high. 9 high has some showdown value. I'll go for the over bet. I don't think it's good. Ace high, king high, a jack or a 10 are all calling us, and anything worse than that is not calling us. So I think just checking is gonna be the best play. Checking. I think bid for value is gonna be better. This is definitely valuable. I think there's just so many hands that call us. On a third, I like bid for value as well, like 6K or so. I like it. I like it a lot. There's just a lot of worse calls, obviously. Hard draw, 7-8. There's a whole bunch of worse 6F. He has all the deuce X in his range as well, because I didn't reach pre-flop. Here I'm just jamming over his limp with an ace, because we an ace, and he has 15 bigs. Like, what do you expect? Here, queen jack suited. I don't mind limping or shoving. I go for a limp and flop the nuts. And get 0 value. Here's ace 9 suited. I think I could limp, and if he shows that I can call. And he shows with a worse ace, which is good for us. And we are able to hold. So GG to him. It was a fun match. It was a decent amount of back and forth, which was always fun. It wasn't just me dominating. I was able to comment on a lot of mistakes that I was making, a lot of mistakes that my opponent was making, which made the video, I think, a little more interesting for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. One sec. Sorry about that. I had to pause it one more time. But To end the video, I would like to leave it with one more tip. One thing that I think is really important, and I think this is like one thing that Evan really strives to achieve as a poker player. I think it's really important if you want to be at another level in comparison to everybody else that you're playing with, is really treating it kind of like you are an athlete, or like you're playing a sport. Like obviously, there's different thoughts on whether poker is a sport or not. I don't think it is, but that's irrelevant. Um, if you're an online player and you wake up at like fucking 1 or 2 p.m. and you wake up, you open your laptop, you don't brush your teeth, you don't shower, you don't eat, you don't get a workout, you don't do yoga, you don't do any of that. You just grind, and you're just in your PJs. You're honestly doing a huge disservice for yourself. If you're really trying to take this game seriously and trying to be the best player you can be, and if you're treating this like a career, what you should be doing is really taking care of your body, yourself, your mind, and making sure you're ready every time you play. And this will increase your win rate immensely, in my opinion, because you're gonna be fresh, you're gonna be ready to play, you're gonna be ready you're gonna be mentally ready. Late in tourneys and early in tourneys when other players are not. We're not there. They're not in the same place as you are. So that's my tip. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Hopefully, we're down to 8 people now. I'll be able to do 1 or 2 more parts most likely, and I'll be able to wrap it up. Thanks for watching.